Webster. I'm the Director of Panels and Special Events and an Associate Programmer here at Tribeca. And please give a huge round of applause to the Director, Desiree Akhavan.
Emotionally engaged audience, so thank you. The gasp when Aaron fucks Chloe. I was dying. Okay, I would like to invite anybody who worked on this film, no matter in what capacity, if you were there for a day and your name is up here, please come up here. And there are people in the audience who are going to, so what's the plan?
So if you worked on the film, if you want to just quickly ask to you guys in a moment, and there's going to be people running around with microphones, so flag them down if you've got questions, start sticking your hand in the air. I wanted to kick it off by just asking, what was it so specifically about teenage sexuality that you felt was an important story to tell and explore?
Well, I love teen films, but none of them reflect life as I knew it. I mean, not that I was having sex. I was a virgin, well, into the older years. But, yeah, thank you, virgin pride. I love John Hughes films. I love teen comedies. I love films about that moment when you realize the adults in your life don't have any answers and they're just as fucked as you are, and that you can't blindly follow them. And so that's what I wanted to make a film about, and I wanted it to feel unlike anything I'd seen before and not be the same regurgitated teen story about, like, girl likes a boy, boy likes a girl. What's wrong? They're both single and straight. How are they ever gonna get together? So I read this book years, like, when it first came out, and I was in love with it, and I thought that would make such an incredible film. And it was Cecilia who was like, let's make this. Oh, hi, beautiful people. Hey. Does that answer your question?
It absolutely does. I'm just going to have you guys all pull forward so we don't break the screen and we can still have films the rest of the festival. Is there anyone out there who's got a question right now? If we bring the lights up a little bit. You've got a microphone, shout into it. Yes, right down here there's one. Yeah, just shout out, I'll repeat it.
I guess the question's for Desiree. I'd be curious to hear what research you did on places like God's Promise, and to the extent that you talked with people who have actually gone there and about their experiences.
So what research did you do on institutions like God's Promise?
Yeah, if Matthew Shurka is in the audience, right here. Hey, okay, so I'll bring you in. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, Chechi, I wanted you to talk about the research we did and the many books that we've read on ex-gays and their happy lives, and Alan.
I think Emily Danforth already had done a lot of research, and we just expanded on that. Yeah,
it's Emily Danforth who wrote the book.
Is that, like, doing the research, and I'm sure Magic can talk to you more about that, but like one thing that I think is very apparent in the book and hopefully in this is that the way that you portray the camp is sadly not at all, I mean it is realistic in some way, but you gave this, you know, Rick and Lydia such love. You depict them like as some people are very flawed, but they're, in their head they're doing the best they can. And I think that's, you know, that's a very generous portrayal. And
it's true that people research.
Yeah, that's also partly true. It's also partly true, but I feel like, anyway, I feel like she kind of like give them, you know, a voice. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your research? Because yeah, no, but we'll just say quickly. We followed the book, but then we also read people's personal accounts of going through gay conversion therapy and did research on Exodus International. And Chloe and I met with gay conversion survivors like Matthew. And I'll have Emily Emily, speak.
Hi, thank you. I was researching, obviously the film is set in the 90s, the book is set in the 90s, so I was really looking at Exodus International as an umbrella organization, getting their materials sort of firsthand, so things like the residential dorm manual, so some of the rules that you see in the film, those were things that I came across firsthand from other live-in sort of facilities. I spoke to survivors, I interviewed survivors, I went to some therapy sessions where, you know, we talked about my same-sex attraction disorder. I did not go to conversion therapy myself, but I certainly spoke to a lot of folks who had were either currently actively getting some form of conversion therapy or had come through the process. And we have somebody here who is a survivor tonight, so Matthew.
I was just confirming that some of the techniques in the film and the script were reflective of what you knew of, and like the cannibal theory stuff was true, right? And were you the one who said, no, it was the other gentleman who was like, they made you stand up. Wait, will you say the story?
Yeah. So, hi, my name is Matthew Shirka. I'm a survivor of conversion therapy. Thank you. I was in conversion therapy for 5 years total, and I attended one camp in that 5 years, and I work on all the legislation to ban conversion therapy nationwide. So, thank you. I had the great honor of working with Desiree and Chloe just before they shot the film. The conversion therapy camp I went to still runs across the United States. It's a male-only journey into manhood. That's what it's called. Met my first boyfriend. Anyway, yeah, so the cannibal theory, the scene where Chloe, doesn't want to share her, experience of what's going on in her mind at the moment, and they get coached in, you're not actually attracted to someone of the same sex, you want something, there's something in them that you desire, and that's what's causing the same-sex attraction. So when I was in Journey into Manhood, we were about 60 men, we would be in a big circle, and we'd each have to get up into the middle of the circle and point out who was the other male I was attracted to, and then go down the list of what it was about the other male I was actually desired for myself. Was it broad shoulders? Was it his attitude? Was it his charisma? And that would be the beginning of my breakdown of understanding my same-sex attraction. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna play that game, but then set up couples. It'd be a really good party game. Who in this room are you attracted to?
Awesome. Who else out there has a question? Microphones. Shout out loud if we can't see you. One of the things I love about the film is that it's not actually so much about the way that teenage peers are reacting to these issues and sexuality. They're all just like, this is totally normal. It's the adults that are the ones with the real struggle, and why you thought it was so important to focus on the generational difference and approach to it all.
The question of why I wanted to do that? Because it's interesting to me. Do you want to have an answer for that?
I didn't say adults not having.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that's what I said before. I'm so inarticulate. It's just that I thought that was one of those moments that everyone had experienced. When you realize that your parents don't have all the answers, or the adults that you follow blindly, and you just kind of have to decide for yourself the difference between good and bad, and it's hard.
Yep, great, over here.
First of all, I want to say that the film struck me very emotionally. I think it was very poignant. And there was one line in the film that Chloe delivers when she says, how is it not emotional abuse to teach someone to hate themselves? And I feel like this film transcends the issue of sexuality, and it's a manual for parenting in general, and I wanted to know whether that was one of your intentions, because if it was, you succeeded.
What do you have something to say? Because you look like I don't want to steamroll you.
Such a nice, and it's just such a nice, and I'm literally just a new parent, so to me, like, this means so much. But yeah, I don't think that was our intention. But
yeah, I would be afraid to teach anyone how to do anything. Period. But I think it's when you make films, you want to show empathy for each human being and not judge where they're coming from, even if you hate what they're doing. But yeah, maybe. I'm gonna shut up. Thank you.
I'd also love for the cast to talk a little bit about, this isn't just a standard story. This is a really important and meaningful conversation to be having, and why that meant so much to each of you to be involved in it as a film.
Well, yeah, I think it was important for all of us individually to be a part of a film like this, and we took it very seriously on trying to take all the steps to make it as realistic as possible and to be as genuine to the real survivors and the people that are going through this on a daily and current basis. And I think, in this day and age with this administration and the America that we currently live in, this is the content we need to be putting out. These are the things that we need to have seen. And I think we all knew that during the process of making the film.
Well, like, ditto. And yeah, like she said, like, to be creating like films like this, it's kind of like, it just makes you feel good. You're doing something for a good reason. Like, there's people out there who get to see this and be like, finally our voices get to be heard, or we get to be seen. Like, you get offered different perspectives and things, and I just think this film did a good job at like tapping into like the minds of people who run the conversion therapies as well as the people who go to them, so you can kind of get like a full 360 understanding of it all. And I think that's what makes it so special, and why I was really happy to like be a part of it.
I think it's interesting to quickly point out that we filmed during the election. Election night happened during filming, and it, I think, imbued us all with a new sense of responsibility for what this film has the power to do.
Yeah, Desiree pulled us all aside on the day of the election. It was just like, she literally told us exactly what she said. This is literally why, as a woman, as an immigrant, this is why this is the type of content, like you said, we have to be putting out. Additionally, like the film, it's just so blatant in what it's trying to say and the points it's trying to make about, the obvious troubling things that are going on in our society, and it's not hiding anything. It says what it wants to say very obviously, and there's room for interpretation, but the points that the film makes are there, and you can't deny them.
Do we have one more out there? Yeah, right at the front here.
It's okay. On the back? Let's see if I can. Okay.
So what was the biggest challenge in adapting something that meant so much to you?
So I'll say I co-wrote it with Cecilia, and it was deciding how to kill the things you love that just don't translate into a 90-minute narrative arc. And figuring out where do you add in, completely fabricated scenes that aren't in the original book, and at what point are you servicing it by keeping things that you love, or killing it? That for me. Did you have anything different about Poster?
I guess it's true. It's like, how much can you... Well, it also depends who you're working with, and Emily was always really great at kind of allowing us to make the characters ours in a way, even though obviously they're, inherently hers.
A lot of our favorite parts in the book just didn't make sense to include, and narrative arcs, and most importantly, Cameron's parents. Like, it was really hard. We kept trying to build an arc of her coming to terms with her death, in which, the book is 500 pages long, and we chose to focus on the last 200, and therefore wiped clear this huge, important thing, being an orphan, and in the negative reviews I've read of the film, of which there are not that many yet, but they were like, well, they forgot about the parents, and I was like, throw me a fucking book. I feel bad about that too.
I did hear someone talking about the film as a film about loss, which made me happy because, you know, that one person got it.
I also just want to kind of finish up by talking about the ending. It was one of the most powerful feelings in the cinema when I first saw it, to sit there and you could feel the energy in the room, because there's about 73 different emotions surging through your body, and how you decided that that was the right way to have an ambiguous ending.
I feel like about that ending, we knew from the start that we didn't want to say, like, they're gonna be great, or they're fucked, you know? It was just like, and then the next thing happens, and who knows? Just like in life. And you wanted that ambiguity and that surge of excitement and drop. And I don't know if we had that experience in the car where Seb rolled down the window, our friend, and that we saw a guy on a motorcycle, we were like, ooh, he's cute, and we told our friend, like, go flirt with him, and she said, pull my finger! She's English, I know. But we were, I think it was just about, like, they had been sexualized by this center and their minds made devious by the therapists around them. And they're just kids. And we wanted that final moment to feel like, oh, just a bunch of kids fucking around. Let them fuck around. Like, they're fine. But also, they're gonna live on the streets. So that's how we wanted to end it. But I mean, I should say this, and I'm the only person with the microphone, so I get to do all the talking. But like that moment in the script, it was an intention. But the reason it works is because of the people standing here. Like, I wrote it for a bus. Michael Clark, our producer, one of our producers, was like, what if they were in a truck? Because we can't afford a bus. But, he was like, and what if we, like, the motorcycle driver did something really cool, like popping a wheelie, and I was like, stop trying to be a man and get in my way. I'm a woman and it's sensitive, but popping a wheelie was exactly what it needed. Like, fuck for that. It would not be as exciting and such a surge. Like, everyone came and, you know, this production design was like, what if there was a Gore Clinton sticker on the car? And I was like, yes! So, I mean, that's the amazing thing about filmmaking. You have an intention, and then every single person, like, you know, Emily writes a rock song, the Christian rock song that, like, reminds you of the Cranberries. Like, every little detail, you have an intention, but they give it, and then I steal it and get all the credit. So, yeah.